go ahead and shop for these from Savor Patisserie. You're getting 210 of these patriotic meringues, and they come in 3 jars in 3 different flavors. All 3 you're getting. So you're getting a jar of the raspberry, you're getting a jar of the vanilla, and you're getting a jar of the blueberry. And Kelly Watts, this is her brand. This is her baby. Taught herself how to bake French macarons and all kinds of lovely, lovely French pastries. And so we're really excited to have these back. Kelly is joining us via video. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, Manisa. Great to see you today.
Nice to see you, and really excited to have these back after they sold out last year, almost a year ago, like they sold out. So nice that we have them back in the patriotic colors.
Yes, exactly. Glad to be here.
So let's go through how you started making these. What was your inspiration?
Yeah, so my mom is from France, so I'm half French, and I've always loved to bake. So I started with French macarons, perfected those, and then moved on to our second product, which is the meringues. The meringues are really unique because they're not a cookie, they're not a candy, they're really their own kind of entity. It's a difficult process to make them. You whip up egg whites until you get to this perfect soft peak, pour in some granulated sugar, whip it up some more until you get to a stiff peak. The air in the room has to be right. The temperature of the egg whites has to be right. They have to be whipped to those exact positions. And then you put in the color and flavor, pipe them out by hand, and then you have these adorable little meringues.
Wow, that's a process. Like, I'm not a baker, but I totally appreciate all the bakers because that is literally a labor of love. And then you got these 3 different flavors. You have the raspberry, the vanilla, and then the blueberry. So let's talk about what that raspberry tastes like. I'm gonna taste one as you talk about it. I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, sounds good. So I love the raspberry. The raspberry is a perfect summer flavor. It's going to be a little tart, a little sweet, just like a fresh raspberry. You'll notice it's not an artificial candy flavor. It's more like the actual fruit without any of those pesky raspberry seeds to deal with.
What I also appreciate is that they're low calorie. Like when I saw that, I said, oh, I'm throwing these on my ice cream. I'm gonna put these
Yes.
in a little hot chocolate because I'm a hot chocolate drinker, not necessarily a coffee drinker, but I'm probably gonna throw a couple of those in the hot chocolate as well, but they're low calorie, which I think is really, really nice. And so that's the raspberry flavor. Now let's talk about the vanilla.
The vanilla, I love this one. So we're based in Texas. We use Mexican vanilla around here, and this gives the vanilla meringues a really warm, kind of rich flavor. So it's not gonna be a floral vanilla. It's more of like a warm toasty vanilla, which I think is perfect for summer. I love these sprinkled on top of some ice cream. I love these just a standalone as a sweet treat. And as you mentioned, at only 2 calories a piece, you can eat this entire jar for only 140 calories.
Wow.
Doesn't get much better than that.
They're light, crunchy, has that little kind of sweetness that you're looking for. If you want something that's just a little bit sweet, have a couple of these. They literally just kind of melt in your mouth, Kelly. That's what's so nice about them. Like literally you put them in your mouth, they just kind of melt, which is so good. All right, then the last flavor I want to talk about is the blueberry.
Yes, so love the blueberry. These are a ripe, juicy blueberry flavor. So again, it's going to be that fruit flavor. These are awesome. My nieces and nephews like to put these in their cereal. I'm like, okay, this is not exactly a breakfast food, but I love the idea of like little crunchy blueberry meringue in their cereal in the morning. So this flavor is a lot of fun.
It always takes the kids to think of something really fun to do with their food, right? So they do like to come up with the fun ideas.
And you know, these meringue jars, I think, are perfect for this time of year because I don't know about you, but it seems like every weekend there's something going on, a family event, somebody's inviting you to a pool party, there's a barbecue, and you've got to have something on hand to bring as just a nice little hostess gift. So I love the idea of throwing a bow around a couple of these jars, and then you have that kind of built-in gift at the ready. These are pantry stable, so these can live in your pantry until you need them. So no refrigeration or freezing required.
Nice.
So you can keep them on hand until you need to bring that gift, or if you need a sweet treat, obviously open them up and enjoy.
Nice. Once I open them up, how long do I have before I shouldn't use them anymore?
Oh, they're going to stay good for months. But
okay,
believe
great.
me, you are not going to keep them for that long.
Yeah,
so
you definitely
you'll find
won't.
that once you start, it's hard to stop.
These are so good. What I appreciate too is that they're not overly sweet. That's the thing I think people kind of shy away from when they have meringues. And if you've seen the bigger ones or even had some of the other ones, they can be overly sweet. These have a nice, sweetness to them as well, but you can eat a couple of them and not feel like, oh my gosh, I'm eating just something that's just so sweet, I can't handle it. But it's a nice addition to that cake, it's a nice addition to that dessert, that ice cream, or that custard. Here in PA, we have this nice little place that we all love to go to get water ice. Isn't that what y'all call it here, water ice? Everybody looking at me. Is that what you call it? Okay. Yeah. So there's a place that you go, and then they also have custard. So I'm thinking like you throw some of these on there with that custard or your favorite ice cream and kind of mix it up. That would be so good. So listen, there's no choice to make. You're getting all 3 of these. There are 210 of these total, which I think is nice. And we only have about 1,600 left. So you are getting one of the raspberry. You are getting one of the vanilla. And that blueberry is really yummy. You're getting one of the blueberries. So you're getting all 3 of these. And remember, each little meringue is only 25 calories. How much did you say the whole container was?
No, each one is only 2 calories.
2 calories.
Better. So each one is just
a serving is 25
so
calories.
Jar,
Yes. That's even better.
The whole jar is 140.
140 calories for this whole jar.
It's water
The whole thing.
ice.
Oh, water.
Not water.
Water
Ice.
Water.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Jane.
Come on in, get some meringues.
Oh, I know. These are always fun.
I mean, put these on a pie, a cheesecake, all those yummy summer desserts that we love. You want to amp it up a little bit. We have
Just
great
by
desserts here.
themselves, they're
I
so
know.
good.
I like having a couple of them because they're not overly sweet.
You know how everybody's doing those candy
They're not.
buffets now, too?
Yep.
This is perfect for the candy buffet.
That's a good idea. How many did you say, Mike, that we had left?
Mentioned,
We have 1,500. Go ahead, Kelly.
yeah, you mentioned that sometimes you get these and they're overly sweet.
Yes.
It's almost like you're biting into a sugar cube. That is not the experience here. When you bite into these, they just kind of instantly melt in your mouth. They're light as air. It is sweet, but you also have that strong flavor. So you're going to know that you're biting into the vanilla, the raspberry, or the blueberry. And then you can eat a few of these. You can check off that craving for something sweet, but you've only had, 10, 12, 14 calories. So you're not going to undo your whole day of hard work.
I appreciate the fact that you actually taste the raspberry flavor, you taste the blueberry, you taste the vanilla. They're all very distinct. And what's nice is you're getting all 3 when you get these home. So 210 of these meringues. They come to you for free, just like everything in the show. And you can get these in time for the 4th of July, which is really nice. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me.
They're so pretty, just like you, Kelly. Have a great holiday.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's it for us.
Let's go.
We're done. I see Alberti and Rachel coming out with continuing on our gourmet holiday block today. We
See
appreciate y'all.
Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Her, not me, it's 7. Her. Bye, y'all.